Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dicey Dungeons. Let's continue. So, we're doing a special scenario here where we had a memorized spell that would let us memorize a random spell that we always get in the 4th spell spot. Of course, we committed at this point and we're only at level 3, so I got rid of the memorize spell. And now I've just got what I've got, which is probably fine. We can just move forward. Now, we level up in 5 stars. This is a level 2 character. It seems like it would probably make a lot of sense to take the more options and fight to this level 3 first, instead of doing a level 2. I guess the question comes down to, do we get different amounts of level up points based on defeating a level 2 versus the level 3? I don't think we do, which that certainly would have changed the strategy a little bit if that was the way that was going to play out. Alright, let's see what Burning Light does. Deal damage and burn 1 dice. Sounds good to me. And then, do we want to burn another damage, or do we want to do a cauldron? I think we start with cauldron. Okay. And then we just risk it for 2 damage here, which then that, I could have just put a 6 in there, and that would have worked better. The main thing we want is catastrophe. If we can just keep on doing catastrophe over and over again, particularly if we have duplicate as an option also. But that probably is something for later in the game. Let's see. So, duplicate a 5 would get us something. Let's do first aid kit. Yeah. First aid kit. Duplicate a 5. Let's go ahead and do this. Do this. This. Roll an extra one of these, I guess. Get us to full health. And then another cauldron. And then that. Then magic missile. I guess there. That works fairly well. Okay. So a 6 here on that, then 5, then that, then healing crystal. Well, I guess we'll just throw a dice. Well, the problem here is, yeah, if you do a blind here, we just don't know what it is. So, put that down, and it was a 4, so it was a duplicate. So let's just use a crystal ball here. Cover 3 health. Throw. And throw. Yeah. That gave me 3 spots instead of 2. Interesting. Okay, Hex would be on even, weaken 1, on odd, shock 1, versus catastrophe. I don't think I need 2 of those, though. Silver Cauldron, do 1 damage, get an odd dice. Versus get a new dice. Would that help me particularly? No. Take the health. Gold Cauldron for 4, I guess is what we want to buy. Replace my regular cauldron with that. So 1 more fight. Okay. A 4 magic missile would do 8 damage on even. A 2 catastrophe would inflict 2 shocks, 2 freezes, and 2 burns. Which, yeah, that is where we're going with this. A upgraded cauldron, we get 2 uses per turn, sure. So we'll start with that. 4 damage and weaken an enemy. Let's just do the 2. Do that. Do that. Do that. And do that. And that's probably about the best we could have done. A lot of these runs are all about the setup to the final boss fight, but this specific run does kind of have that unique situation where you are setting up towards each run until we get at least a prepared setup here. Let's see. Duplicate could be unlocked here in this spot, but it has a minimum, doesn't it? So that was actually a waste, somewhat. But I can throw the dice at least. And as long as I don't die, my health doesn't matter because I'm just going to get a full refill. Let's see. Start with that one. Duplicate a 4. Do that one. Do that one. That. And that. And then we'll just throw the other 2 dice. They'll burn, they do 4 damage. We're at limit break, and there's nothing else that needs to be done, so let's just do that. And so the question there is, it says I got 2 XP. 2 XP was all I needed. Double dice value versus another duplicate. We already have duplicate. Doubling the dice value would always give us an even number, though, instead of duplicate, so it probably is smarter to replace duplicate with this, since we have to take the spell anyways. Like, we don't have a choice. And then at this point, I do have enough to replace cauldron with gold cauldron. And that is almost certainly the only place I would have wanted to put it. Okay. I guess the situation to notice here would be, let's see what double dice does if we were to put it here. Double the dice value of anything. Let's try that. And then let's see what happens if we double a 6. Well, that's not what I was trying to do, but whatever. Yes, you do get 2 6. 6s at that point. Bring about another gold cauldron. You can do this. I could have, I guess, brought the double dice back. We can do catastrophe. And then have that ready to go. And then we could potentially burn another dice even. Do this. And do that. Yeah. That is definitely going to make it hard for him to do anything at all. Okay, so this immediately gives you an even dice, which immediately gives you this. I can't do catastrophe, so I could do a magic missile and not use it, or a gold cauldron and use it, so I guess I should have put the gold cauldron over the other gold cauldron. Alright, 4 damage and burn 1 dice. So yeah, he's just not going to do quite enough damage to me. And there's no reason to get particularly fancy with it. Just roll. I guess I could have used first aid there and tried around that, but that wasn't necessary. We couldn't buy anything else. We don't want the hex. We don't want the silver cauldron to get an odd dice. Noticeably, both the silver cauldron and the gold cauldron are not reusable. So what we really are looking for is upgrades at this point. More upgrade slots, I think, is the goal. And since there are only 3 slots that could be upgraded, it does put you in a slightly better position. Let's go ahead and do this first. Okay, magic missile, even number. Does 8 damage. Double dice value. Get an even number to do 8 damage. And we're back to limit break, so we'll do that. Plus 1 extra dice this fight? Sure. Why not? Take an odd double a 3 to a 6. Do we want to get another magic missile now? I guess what you would do is start with this, do the 6, bring about the magic missile, do this, do a gold cauldron, and do this. And I guess if there was anything else that needed to be done, you'd put like a catastrophe here. Or I could have just thrown the dice. Probably should have just thrown the dice. He's still doing damage to me though, so unless I could pull off something nice, I guess another gold cauldron here. I could do 2 damage or nothing else. So yeah, drain 2 health to get 2 health back, then just do 8 damage and win. No reason to do anything else. They say there's no business like snow business. So yeah, fairly obviously you get upgraded to the you get an amount of XP based on what level you're on, not based on the enemy's level, which kind of makes the enemy's level not so much of anything. Leave the number there. First aid kit, do I really need that? Catastrophe, do I really need that? I think it's better to probably just do this, and then do 2 damage, because now the loud bird is going to try and dodge, and that's the thing we're going to need to work around, or silence. Okay. 2 dice, they don't have to be doubles, so it could be doubles. So he dodges that, he does that, then we do this and this, and that does a massive amount of damage to him. And that was just a lucky random event. Okay. Do 1 damage. Do 1 damage. Okay, well, we'll do 1 damage, it'll get dodged, then we'll do 8 damage and we'll win. And you always get only 1 gold. I don't think the game would change much, honestly, if you got 2 golds, because you just run out of things to buy. Oh, you just missed out on an amazing little beret, but we've got plenty of other options here. Yeah, Inferno or Shockwave. I mean, they are potentially something you might want to buy. Like, if we could do Inferno and then burn 2 dice. It's definitely a thought. We don't need the health. We might as well spend the money. We only have 1 more floor. We've got to do all the fights. It might be better than burning light. Let's see. 5 would get us double dice, which, if we doubled a 6, then We could get a burning light twice. Six, 12, 2 burns. I'm not sure we've even fought this bully character before. Rock does that 1 damage once per battle, and then Fist does 3 damage. Interesting, which definitely seems like he's just gonna run out of rocks. Okay. Guess you start with the low one. And then if we doubled this, we can do that. And then we could just feed into Rat. Unless we wanted to try to get the first aid kit, which 12 is not necessary. Magic missile, not necessary. Okay, we leveled up again. Now we have yet another extra dice. Fury spell needs a 6. Repeat the next action. Repeating an action is not something I think we're looking for. So if we were to buy this instead of this, is that the best move? Or should we go all fire all the time and I think you'd want to replace Burning Light because we just need something that's reusable, as we're now at the point where we just have a lot of extra dice that can show up. We have to fight this guy next, we don't have a choice. Okay. Gold Cauldron. Upgraded 2 uses. That's something. So, do we want a first aid kit or double dice? Double dice, I guess. Doing that. Which that may get us Inferno. The only other option would be to get Magic Missile, which is better at this point. Let's experiment with this, burning 2 dice each turn with Inferno Plus. Of course, we can't do anything right now, so we'll leave it at that. We could unlock Magic Missile, but better to do 2 damage. Odd little delay there, as it seemed like it was thinking. Okay. So, you do a crystal ball like this. 12 damage. And it was cursed. You take a low number, double it. Then you have an even number. We have double dice, which we can then turn back to a 6. If I wanted Catastrophe, that would work. If I wanted Magic Missile, that would work. If I wanted Inferno, that would work. but kinda everything works. Just take the 5 because we're not gonna do double dice, at least. Magic missile here. Even number to do that. Then another magic missile here. Even number to do that. Yep. And that's an amazing first turn. Or second turn, whatever it is. That was an amazing turn, I guess. Yep. Even as I'm playing, just instantaneously I'm also like losing the plot and forgetting what's happening. Yeah, we'll just win. Well, I guess the question is, could we get a 3 anyway? Nope, you have 0 chance of getting first aid here. Yep. There is, I think, an achievement for beating somebody by just throwing a bunch of dice at them. Not even beating them, just throwing a bunch of dice in one turn at them. I don't know how I could justify doing that, though. I do have a first aid kit if I wanted to try and heal here, but I don't think it's necessary. Eight and burn 2 dice. And do 16 fire damage. Or something like that. I don't know. That was, I think, 16 fire damage, really. Because he's weak to fire damage. Which, him burning those dice also seemed to help. Double dice value. Yeah, I guess it's best just to win here and not go crazy. It's not fair, it's not fair. I'm telling Lady Luck. Okay. I'll take 1 health. And we're a good high health now, so better to fight this level 4 character than this level 5 character. Which, why is that a level 5 character? Interesting. Wicker Man weak to fire again, so if I can get any sort of doubling the dice value, that will work very nicely. Inferno. Okay. Do our weakest odd number. And then do a 4 and a 4. And then do a magic missile, I guess. We want to switch to a magic missile. For 5 damage. And then weaken 1. Interesting. And in a scenario like this, I guess, you couldn't even throw dice at him. Like, I could, but it wouldn't work very well. And I can't heal for 8 with that either, so best to just win. Yeah, if the achievement is like throw 5 dice at somebody, then you would really have to work towards that. I don't think we need the HP upgrade. And I don't want the ice shard thing. Life drain does make some sense though. What could we replace it with? This. An upgraded version of life drain would be a max 4 instead of a max 3. Okay. It does noticeably seem like though we will not be allowed to get another upgrade slot unless we just get it here. I also don't believe we've ever fought the bounty hunter before. He has Yoink that borrows the next equipment, and he has an electromagnet that does 4 damage plus 2 each use. Right. Do 20 damage, burn all dice with a meteor. Well, let's start with that and see how that would work. 6, 12, 17, 18, 19. We're not quite there yet. So, we could double the dice. But we should start with Inferno. That and that. And since we won't get Catastrophe done, Meteor done this turn, and it will switch around, we'll have no choice but to otherwise just unlock Catastrophe. We could have thrown a dice, I suppose, also. I borrowed this sign, the Bounty Hunter. Okay. Healing crystals for 3. It's probably a little unnecessary versus maybe a life drain. Let's see, max 3 or max 4. I think we'll do life drain there. And then we'll re-roll this. And then we'll do this and this. And then do that. And then the turn. And he's just like down to 1. My crystal ball is charged to the max. So there's nothing to do here, so let's just throw dice. And win on throwing the dice. We're now at max level. So I'm gonna take another upgraded slot. And it's time to go against the boss. And unless there was something very weird about this boss, I think we're perfectly safe to assume we have a good chance of winning. It does seem like we also have run out of boss enemies. Obviously we're going to fight Lady Luck, and there might be 1 or 2 secret other characters, but otherwise it seems like they only made maybe 4 or 5 boss characters. At a certain level it might make some sense to go back and take on these same enemies over and over again with each character, but it's not like their strategies significantly hamper the skills or the setup of different characters. Hey, I looked it up, and apparently deuce isn't the singular of dice after all. In modern usage, dice is both singular and plural. Isn't that sweet? Yep. Now prepare to dice. But you can also use the word die. So we have like continuing development or dialogue with the boss characters, but we also seem to sometimes have continuing development or conversations with even the minion characters, but not by much. Okay. So. Inferno. Upgraded here. Crystal ball. Here. Do we want to just do 2 Infernos, or would we like a life drain instead? I think you do 2 Infernos. As crazy as that might sound. And then we'll do that. Do a 6 and a 4 for 10 damage there. A 3 and a 4 for 7 damage there. And a 4 for that much damage there. Dodge next attack. Yeah, okay. Let's see. We'll do this. Maybe replace this with a life drain. Then suck 3 life out. And then do 8 damage and burn 2 dice. Now next turn, I don't think I'll be able to throw just a bunch of dice at them and win, but maybe. Well, the crystal ball is not charged yet. So, if we wait till next turn and let the crystal ball be charged, we could only throw 2 anyways, so just really not a reason to do that. It's better just to win here this turn and be done with it. We've now done 12 episode victories. Such a persistent little dice friend. Sure, let's give the wheel a spin, why not? Eventually, I think that stretching sound is going to snap, and then we are going to win. No amazing prize this time, I'm afraid. Bad luck. Maybe it's time to just give up forever. Okay, and so to balance this out now, we need to play as the Jester. So we've unlocked Cowboy. A new character I don't think we fought. Well, I think it's pretty clear I'm a cowboy as a job. I'm a cat too, but that's more of a hobby. Greatest fear is I don't worry that I might meet a cowboy who's a dog. I do worry. Favorite book? Well, I'm a cat, so I can't read, but I love to sit on the newspaper every now and then. Reasons for ending the dungeon. It started as a weekend job, but between ranches, but I've grown to love it. So there's a puppy and a cat next to each other. These are all kind of interesting enough characters. Like, I don't know if there's anything much more you can say besides that. Just a straightforward adventurer for a straightforward warrior, but you're a jester, so standard rules, question mark. Oh, it's you again. How's the despair going? What about the sickening waves of regret? Pretty much under control, to be honest. You know this is going to end terribly. I was already trapped for an eternity. This is ending terribly. Well, next time around you won't have a cushy job in the introductions and razzle-dazzle department. You'll be down on level 1 hanging out with the frog and the unbearable space guy. All day, every day. You know what they say, a change is as good as a holiday. Well, you should enjoy this change I'm making to the rules then. In you go. So the frog and the space guy aren't even here. Okay. Take on the gardener. Sword does that. And then re-rolling for no reason does nothing. So it seems like you might be limited by... Let's just win. Seems like you might just be limited by the 3... No, you have a deck. It's doing the decks and the cards. You're just starting with nothing and you have to work your way up to something. Which, okay, that's fine. Battle axe, do 2 times the damage, nudge. Well, geez. Yeah, a battle axe and a nudge, you're taking both, or you ignore it. It's not 3 copies of battle axes, that would have been amazing. So you're almost getting to a point where it would be a completely different game now, where it's a card collecting game. But it still is a card collecting game that works around the idea of, let's see, rolling dice. You know, I did that really poorly. I started with a 5. I literally could have just used the nudge to bring it down to a 4. Oh well. And Fury, I assume, just does the same action twice. Yep. Doubles the next action. So, yeah, it's not even waste time, let's just win. Win, level up, get a full health, get an extra dice, everything's done, move to the next floor. Move towards the health and the cards. I guess there is something to be said about a real struggle here. If you use up all of your cards and they didn't reset each turn, yeah, you would really have a low chance of winning in that case. So, let's see, reduce this down just to 4. Just do that. Then start re-rolling for higher numbers. And that leaves me with 1 extra dice. It's kind of interesting that there isn't a character or a scenario where having extra dice at the end feeds towards some final attack. That feels like that would be something that might exist, and maybe there will be a scenario around that later. Let's see. I'll take the spike shield. And spatula and bump blade. Yep, we'll take that. And we have 4 gold. Let's see what would happen if we upgraded a card. Battle axe would be upgraded to... Well, can we see what it would do? Max 5. Bump blade would get 2 uses. Pump the dice 2 times. Nudging 3 uses is unnecessary. Flipping things 3 uses. It's probably unnecessary. Spike shield being upgraded is not that useful. Doing extra damage is not that useful. Okay. 2 uses this turn. Or increasing. I think 2 uses this turn gives you more options. And if I could get 3 gold to destroy a card, that would be nice, but I won't. So, we'll live with what we've got. It's probably not even really a big deal. Okay. Flip this card upside down. That gives you a 6. To do 6 damage. Bump a blade up to a 4. To do 8. Bump this up again, then you have an even for 2, and you can win. It's not much of a variation here, obviously. Let's see, do I want to go with this one or this one first? The cactus is kind of weak, so let's just go with this one. It might be a little bit stronger. Okay. Flipping a thing down. I got 6 damage with the sword. Double dodge. Then flip this. No, wait. If I flip this now, it'll be 6 damage. And that's our best bet. To do even, nope, because that was a max 5. And that's a max 6, so flipping that messed me up. Oops. I wasn't paying attention to the requirements. Okay. Bump this up here. Do 6 damage. 6 health. Destroy a card for 3. I think getting rid of Spatula might make some sense. But we'd want to really look at the cards first. I can upgrade a card now. Which... Let's see. Would I want to upgrade a card at the moment? Let's see. Let's just go with this fight first. I think you're gonna do so well anyways. Do that. So I guess you can do that. So you can then do that. And then do that. A 3 flipped upside down does become a 4. So we can do that. And then we'll take 1 shield. I guess we could have re-rolled. Also, that would have been smarter. Just trying to shock everything. Okay. Reroll that. Do 5 damage. Bump this up to 4. Bump this up to 3. 4 would do 4 damage and win. Let's level up full health, extra dice. Take this, Short sword, short sword. Collect those, definitely. And take on this fight now since we're at full health. Okay. I don't think we even really need to do the limit burst on this one. Let's see. Do this. Do this. Do this. 3 would be even. If we go down to, I could nudge this down to a 2 to do that, and then I can flip this upside down, and I can do 6 damage. I could have used my fury and just won there, but it doesn't matter. Quickly win. Okay. So we want to destroy a card. Which card would we want to destroy? Spike Shield's not terrible. Flipping upside down is not terrible. Nudging is not terrible. You know what? It's probably not worth it to destroy a card. Let's instead just buy another spatula. Like, having more cards as we get more dice makes more sense. And then it's just going to come down to short sword upgraded that way, or this losing its max 5 requirement. That's a spike shield. 3 uses per turn with 2 spatulas is not necessary. 3 uses with nudge is not necessary. I actually just don't want extra uses anyways. I think Battle Axe is your best bet. Upgrade that. Take food and move on to the next floor. And off we go. Oops, it's a super enemy. Is that going to matter? Probably not. 10 damage there. Let's see. 1 damage and bump the dice to a 6. Decrease this to a 2. Okay. Flip this over to a 4. Do 4 damage. Let's see. Bump this to a 3. Flip this to a 4. You do 4 damage either way, so we'll just do short sword and then do 6 damage and win. Before you can even play once. Staff, which is an 8 you feed, and juggling ball is a maximum of 3. Yep, collect those. Right, nudge to bring a 6 down, or flip a 2 to get to a 5. Flip a 2 to get a 5 I think is better. Nudge down. Now just play this 4. Bump this, I guess, up to 2. And then we'll do 2 damage. Dice value down 1. Bump value up 1. Let's see. Fury to do double damage at this point with this. That didn't do quite enough to beat him on the first turn, but oh well. We'll definitely get it the next turn. The only thing I guess we don't have is something that would heal. So, I suppose there's a thought around that we could try to work towards some healing cards. But you really don't have a choice. You're just getting them randomly. The Rhino Beetle says, "Be you alive or be you dead, I'll roll your bones to make my bread." Which I think is a quote from Jack and the Beanstalk, if I was to guess. Come in, just so you know, we're happy to match lower prices you're coming across. Just kidding, we're the only shops in the dungeon. Alright, so we can upgrade for 2, or we could destroy for 3. I guess the thought of destroying something might make some sense. But it would really just be like staff, and staff is fine. Let's instead... Let's see. Lightning Rod sounds crazy. Discharge a certain amount of damage. Takes time to charge on doubles. Yeah, I don't think that would work for this scenario very well. What do we want to upgrade? Max 4 instead of 3. Using multiple uses. I think the thing we really want to get rid of is this. I'd love to be able to do 6 damage with a spike shield. I could also deal 8 damage with the staff. Which would make it more useful, but nope. That's the one to go with. Fighting the Kraken. 5, 4, bump. See, if we bump this first, and then we bump this first, there you've got your 5. Your chain damage. Then we can get a new dice for 1. We can do 6 damage. And see, I haven't even been reusing the reroll. Let's see. Which definitely would have opened up more possibility. 2 damage. Then if I flip this over, I'll get a 5, so do another 2 damage. So I would have to fight some kind of boss at this point. It feels like it would have to have a massive amount of damage or some kind of major stats effect. Alright, so we know that's a 2 or a 1. Let's flip it upside down. Now, so that's either a 5 or a 6. Let's do it. That was cursed. We know that's a 1 then, I guess. And so we'll flip it upside down for a 6. And then do that much damage. And then we're in there. And again you barge in while I've lain for ages in uninvaded sleep. Not so uninvaded now. I hope you're pleased with yourself. Full health, full level up. Shield bash. Bash with shield does some damage. Let's not do that. Let's instead see if maybe we can upgrade something more. Yeah, these minimum, maximum ones, I think, are the ones to try and work for as far as just getting upgrades. I could destroy a card too, also, and I think since we're so close to the end, it probably does make some sense to do that. Minimum nudge down versus flipping one upside down versus getting rid of staff. Yeah, I think we'll just get rid of staff. As crazy as that sounds. Yeah, and this really will just boil down to if we get a super enemy or if we got really, really cocky, then I guess we could fail that way. So flip this upside down. Now do 4 damage and get a new dice. Flip this upside down and we'll get at least a 2. And yeah, we'll do 2 damage there. We could bump a dice or we could re-roll a dice. Bump a dice 2 times to a 4. Do 6 there. Oh, Battle Axe can go to 5 now. I forgot about that. So before we do anything, let's re-roll. And then, yep, no real other options. I think that worked pretty well. We might want to just keep an eye out to have Fury charged and ready for the boss fight. Right. Which, yeah, that won't be too hard. Spatula and repeat the next action and we'll take it. We'll go a little long and finish this fight. Okay. 4 damage to start. Flipping a dice upside down to be a 5. Re-rolling a 5. To then flip an upside down to be a 3. Cease. Don't do Fury yet. 5 and bump the dice a couple times. Let's see. Flip the dice upside down. Nudge down to a 4. Let's see. Is now the time to re-roll? No. There you go. So we've got simply re-roll for anything but 6. There we go. And this will do 16 if I activate Fury. take a health. And it looks like we would have enough to either buy catastrophe, which we don't want, or food if we absolutely needed it, or we can upgrade one more card. Well, actually, I guess we can upgrade 2 more cards. So, a skeleton here. He curses the enemy and does a 2-handed damage. Okay. So, bump that to a 6, I guess. Do 6 damage there. Flip a 2 to a 5, right? Then bump this to, I guess, a 4. Do 6 damage here. Do 4 damage here. And do 10 damage there. And I'm out of dice. So, it does seem like you can run out of dice pretty easily before you run out of cards. You aren't just going to play through your entire deck. Okay. Flip that to a 6. 2 would flip to a 5. We could do that. Then we could nudge it down 1. Then this would do 4 damage and get new dice. This would do 6 damage. And since we don't have a heal, there's no reason to continue playing. What would we want to upgrade? Reduce the cost on that. Increase the chance of using that. Yeah. Guess that's what we're doing, is we're just increasing our short sword to now use a 5 max instead of a 4. And I guess that's probably what we'll do with the other one. Other upgrade too, unless we get some new effect. Well, I just screwed up. I was not intending to start with my health low. I didn't need to do that at all. Do that. Do that. Bump the dice. I can't do it. I can't do anything other than feed to repeat the next action, and I don't even know if feeding to repeat the next action here will make any progress towards that in the next turn. That's an interesting thought that I need to actually learn. 9 damage and locking 1 dice. It does keep your cards the same. Okay. Good to know. That much. And that much. And that much. Nudge that down. Flip it upside down. Do 3 damage. Do 10 damage. I kind of got lucky here. This could have gone badly. One dumb mistake just by not paying enough attention. I should have just eaten that apple and then I would have been in a much safer position. And yeah. doubling and then doubling, so something did like 4 attacks, is highly unlikely to happen. So it would be silly to upgrade that. Instead, we'll just upgrade that. Now we'll fight a boss. Aofi. Again. Which I've totally forgotten what she did. I think she's just a generic warrior character. Maybe with a lot of health. Another fight, yeah, go on then. Let's see. She has a tower shield. She does broadsword damage, and she can bash shield. Interesting. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Okay. 5, but bump a dice. 4. Get a new dice. Double damage. Okay. Activate our fury. Do a 5 there. Bump that to that. That much. Hey, 1 turn kill here. 5 damage. And then just bump this for 1 damage. Didn't even get a chance to attack.
Oh no.
Ah, my little betrayer of trust, it's you. Yep, it's me. How does it feel to be on the other side of the wheel? Pretty good, actually. Really? After all these hundreds of years spinning the wheel? Even you must realize it's not going to land on a prize. I mean, that's not ideal, but you know what? Better to be cheated than to be a cheat. Well, let's go through the motions. Well, you have a look at that. You lose. Guess I'll have to go and fight in another episode then. At least I know I'm on the right side now. See you soon, minion. And for eternity. Okay. So now that balances it out so that we have the first 2 episodes of each character done. And we know that this is the last named episode that's a little different, and then they're all just elimination rounds after that. And I would assume that there's an alternate universe round after that, parallel universe after that, and then a final round or something like that in the 5th spot. We're making decent progress, but we're not particularly doing it in the fastest of ways. And it's not even like I lost quite a bit. I got 4 losses on this one with 1 win. But I lost enough, certainly, to realize that these runs are a little too long. I got 3 losses here. So we have had like 7 losses compared to about 12 to maybe 13 victories that were very much front-loaded when I wasn't playing in relaxed mode. 8 losses, actually. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that we should play. I would heavily recommend playing in relaxed mode from the beginning, just to be better on the time management. We should probably look at the challenges while we're at it. Like, complete all 6 episodes of any one contestant. That will almost certainly happen. Complete the last few named episodes. Complete any elimination. Complete 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all 6 eliminations. Complete any parallel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parallel. I guess the final ones are called bonus rounds. Complete all 6 bonus rounds. complete any bonus round in episode in hard mode, which maybe means turn off relax mode. Bonus rounds might be completely random though, so there might be something to that, but it also might be that hard mode is not in any way connected to relax mode. You may very well be able to play a bonus round in hard mode with relax mode enabled. We have yet to see a finale card. That feels like that's something you're going to get in a final boss battle. Here was the challenge that I was thinking about, where you do 12 or more damage in one turn by throwing dice, which, yeah, 12 is definitely asking quite a lot there. You would have to play as the robot, I think is the one that throws the dice, or is it the witch that throws the dice? Actually, there might be two of them that throw dice, but not all of them, certainly. But then you'd still have to somehow get a lot of extra dice. Complete an episode as a witch with 4 prepared slots, which some episodes you really couldn't even have that set up. Roll 10 ones in a row. There has to be some cheaty way to do that also. Even if you froze, even if you were fighting somebody that was freezing all your dice, that feels like that would have to be done in 2 rounds. Use your limit break twice in one turn, which I don't know how you would do that either. Do more than 40 damage in a single attack. Well, I suppose if I had doubled the double and furied, that might have worked. And I thought about trying for that, but it just didn't feel like it was worth it. Inflict 5 or more burn in a turn, 5 or more freeze, 5 or more shock. Those we could get done. Stack 30 or more poison on an enemy at once. That will be kind of difficult. Lock all the enemy's dice. That's probably pretty easy. Use the same gadget 3 times in one turn. I don't know how you do that. Hatch an egg. Get the health. Have a health max of 64 or higher. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you become a furry dice. Use a dragon's tooth. Complete all 36 regular episodes. Defeat Lady Luck. There's still obviously a lot of stuff here that either is very specific to a certain episode or that unlocks. That being said, we are hitting the point now where if we get episode 3 unfinished on each of the 6 characters, and that doesn't unlock something new for us, then obviously you don't permanently unlock anything. It does seem like we are permanently unlocking enemies, which is giving us a little bit of variety, but the enemies aren't really doing anything. And at some point it feels like we unlock super enemies, which gives them a little bit more health, which maybe we'll unlock weaker enemies at some point or get some kind of better reward for defeating super enemies. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.